Good morning, everybody. It's Diane. We're going to paint this young cowgirl. I have drawn the pattern using a piece of graphite paper. I'm going to put the pattern over here to the side. I'm going to paint the background first, as usual. We'll start with brown and add in a little blue. I think I need some white. That's too dark. I'll move it down so you can see. If you've watched my videos before, you know that I don't like to mix the paint well. I like for it to be mottled looking and have different textures and shades. You know, I live in a tiny house, and I live alone, and I have people ask me if I get lonely, and the answer to that is no. I stick to a schedule every day. I like to be busy. Of course, I'm 74, so like in the afternoon, I do like to rest and not have much to do in the afternoon. But I'm a creature of habit. When I get up, I make my bed, although no one is going to see it but me. I drink coffee for an hour. Then I eat a bowl of cereal. Then I wash dishes from the day before. As I said, I live in a tiny house, so I do not have a dishwasher. I have no need for one. I don't use many dishes. So it only takes 10 or 15 minutes. And then I go get ready. And then I do what I'm doing that day. I try to make videos 3 days a week. Not all of them are painting videos. And I work 3 days a week. My workroom is at home. I have an online curtain business, Roman shades mostly. And I have some people who work at their own homes since COVID. You know how that went. So the main office is here, and I have to do all the book work and stuff like that. But I only work 3 days a week, so it's not bad. I used to work 60 hours a week, sometimes more than that. But now I'm older. I don't advertise anymore. Tell you the truth, I don't really care if I get any orders anymore. You know, if I could paint 5 or 6 days a week, I'd be very happy about that. I also paint on boards. This one is 11 by 14. And if you've watched my channel before, I hate to keep repeating it, but it gives it a watercolor look, which I like, especially after I varnish it. Okay, I'm going to start adding some blue in right here so that her hair will show up. And I'm not particular about staying in the lines, and I usually let my lines show. It helps define the picture. It all works out in the wash, you know, when you put the varnish on at the end. It always looks so good. Okay, let's put a little bit of blue up here, maybe in this corner. I love to paint these girls. I'll probably paint one a week, but I can't just keep painting girls. So I don't do faces well, so I usually don't paint the eyes. Maybe one day, but I'm satisfied with the way they're turning out. I'm going to paint some from a side view and things like that. So be sure and subscribe to my channel if you want to be notified when we do that. Okay, on this side we're going to stay light. I got a late start this morning because my neighbor's mowing the yard. I guess you can hear him. It's not horrible, but I gave up on him being finished and just decided to go ahead, start painting. No, Chloe. That's another reason I don't get lonely. I have 2 Maltipoos and a cat. And my only hope when I'm painting is that they don't start barking. Okay. We're going to paint her skin now. So I'm going to put out some different colors of flesh. I usually do a light and a medium and then a darker. I actually searched on Amazon for skin tones, and there was a package of like 6 or 7 that came. I sure do like them. Okay, I got these colors out. Okay, let's start with her face and get it over with, because I get nervous doing faces. So I'm going to keep referring to my pattern. So under her eyes here is a lighter shade. If you don't mind, I'm going to draw this edge where my hand is real quick. Get out my fan from Amazon. This dries pretty fast on wood. Now we'll paint her hat last. So let's paint under her eyes. And actually the top of her nose. I like these paintbrushes because they're pointed. I can actually use that point as a smaller brush, actually. Okay, let's get some darker. Actually, I want it darker than that. Okay, let's fill in her nostrils so that it all makes sense. I have to get the black. Now I am using a small brush for this. We don't want them to be too defined. I'm going to get a little bit darker to add to the flesh to do her cheeks. Quinn, quit. Chloe. Okay, we're gonna lighten it. All you have to do is keep looking at your pattern and see where they have lightened it. Now under her lip is going to be darker. I need a small brush to darken in between her lips. Not going to use much paint. Well, I got this little brush. Let's finish her nose. Okay, we're going to make that a little pinker. Like right here under her nose. We're going to make a bridge on her nose. Very subtle. Very, very subtle. Now we're going to come back with, I'm going to add white to some peach. Like the sun is shining on top of her nose. See, very, very subtle. Just lighten it up some more around her nose. Just put a little white on top of her lip. I'm gonna wipe most of it away, just okay. Let's do her lips. I'm gonna use this darker pink that I have out. You don't have to cover up every little nook and cranny. Her lips are kind of pouty. She's young. And we're going to kind of leave those lines there that I drew. You want me to show you closer? I'm just going to kind of leave them. If you ever start, if you paint a lot, if you ever start painting on boards, I bet you change from painting on canvas to boards. Okay, I'm going to get a little bit of white. Mix with that. That would be too much. Go back to the pink. I think her face looks fine. So let's do under her neck. We're going to use a brown, light brown, tan actually. Okay, now we're going to add a little bit of white to that. Now peach, or skin tone. I use my finger a lot to rub all that in. She has on 3 necklaces. It's darker on this side. Right here is a dark patch. Just go ahead and hang that. Now we're going to go back to the darker peach. I'm going to go around my necklace. Now we're going to go with the lighter, or I guess this is the medium flesh. Of course, here's her pigtail, her plaited hair. Go ahead and finish her chest. She has on a white top under her overalls. Okay, let's do her shoulders. I'm going to start with the brown, add it to the darker peach, and just do the edges. Okay, let's add some skin tone into that. Am I in your way? I'm sorry if I am. I'm just going to continue painting her arms. Actually, it's the darker flesh that I got out. Right here, the sun's catching the shoulder. If you've got a pattern, you can paint anything. Anything. This is her armpit. A little bit darker. Okay, we're going to come over the edge of her arm again. I'm going to rinse the brush out. Add peach to that. When I say peach, I mean the darker skins. Okay, let's do the other shoulder, and it is peach, mostly. Darker flesh. Quinn, no. If you'll notice, I'm not, you know, like staying in the lines or being very particular. These boards are very forgiving. And because they look like watercolor, when you get finished, you don't have to, it just makes everything just stand out. Quinn. Okay, we're going to do a lighter peach up here on the shoulder. see the whole arm. Sorry about that. Okay. Let's go ahead and do her necklaces so we won't have to put our hand on much paint. Let's try this real quick. She's looking pretty, isn't she? I'm telling you, you can do this. If I can do this, you can do this, because I am not an artist. I've always wanted to be, but I've never thought I was good enough. Until last year when I picked it up again, just because my grandson had died and I was grieving, and I needed something to occupy my free time to keep my mind from being so sad. And this did it. I started making patterns and painting from someone else's painting, which has got to say to them, you know, that they're worthy of being copied. But I sell these finished, kits on my website. It's listed below if you want to order it. You get the wood, the paint, the brushes. You even get an easel to sit it on. And you get varnish. I send you paper plates and paper towels. You don't need anything. Okay, some necklaces. This necklace, I've got this taped in place, so one around her neck is kind of a brown, got some gold mixed in it. We're just going to use a small brush for the brown. And a very small brush for the chain. Okay, we're just going to go with this brown I already have here. It doesn't matter. So we're just going to start filling it in. Just leave places where you can add some gold, like it's a decorative trim or something, because we really don't know what this looks like. It's just a choker. We're just going to fill in those spaces with gold. You know, if I weren't on camera, I would probably take a little bit more time and be a little bit more careful, but I'm afraid you'd just go, I'm not watching this, it's 2 hours long. So I try to keep them under an hour, so they're really just whatever they are. Okay, I'm going to get out some gold. I know that it's here, I just got to find it. And I actually don't see it. Let me look over here. Okay, it's got to be here. I see it. It's right here. Oh, she's looking pretty, isn't she? Alright, this is brand new. I gotta take the little thing off the top. Like, this is just a flat gold. That's all it is. Chloe, don't bark, baby. See, that looks fine. I'm just making a circle there. And I'm going to add some dark brown. And actually I'm going to put a little bit of white so that it'll show up. Okay, I'm going to go back to my gold. And I'm just going to make a little, you know, trail here. It's just a semblance of a necklace. I'm going to get a smidge of black. I mean, a smidge. Okay. Okay, I'm going to plug up my camera. There we go. Okay, let's do the other necklace. All I can see is just a chain. So we're just gonna make it look like a chain. Okay, let's paint her white top. When I get you through using this, I just put it underneath with a new one. And if I also, if I weren't on camera, I wouldn't waste so much paint. But I do try to hurry. Now, if you can see the line where her top is drawn, I'm not gonna cover that up. That will be like a demarcation of the top. Okay, let's paint. You know what? That skin right there. I'll just go back. That's next to her hair. Okay. We don't like much, guys. You know, you can fast forward it if you wish, of course. There's some more skin right there. I am sorry. But this is her white shirt. Well, that music's kind of aggravating, isn't it? I use Alexa for my music. Since I do want this to look like watercolor, I do like for my paint to be flat in most cases. So back to being lonely. I hope you're not lonely. Sometimes I think people that are lonely may just be bored. You know, no one is put here on earth and guaranteed that they will find the perfect partner, or there are just no guarantees in anything. You have to learn to be okay with yourself, which I am totally. I'm almost pretty much an introvert anyway. I've been all my life. So being alone, being with myself is okay with me. Very okay with me. Okay, I'm going to go back to that skin tone. And paint right in here. My dog is right between my legs looking up at me, going, "Who are you talking to?" Okay, I'm going to get a little bit darker to make a shade right there. And again, this is her armpit, so let's I'm sorry about that. I'm still new at this. I always don't know how to hold the painting or how to make it visible. Okay, we're going with a blue for her overalls. It's called Wedgwood. I like it. Okay, we're going to start on the... Let me dry her shirt. I don't want to mess it up. She's looking so pretty, y'all. And these skin tones, I don't know if you paint or... I just don't know, but they all blend in after you varnish it. It may look striking to you, like it's too dark or whatever, but it all just comes out in the wash, like I say. Okay. Okay, we don't have to be too careful next to her hair because that doesn't have to be perfect. Come back in a minute with a little bit darker and darken up some of these areas. Can you see? I'm not exactly filling in everything. This has a brass latch. I don't know what you call it. You know, occasionally I put pictures on Facebook just for my friends to see. And they go, oh, you're such a wonderful artist. I love your work, blah, blah, blah. This is not my work. I am a copier. And I try to tell them that. But I'm just here for you guys. I could spend the rest of my life just sitting here painting for my own benefit. But I want to help all of you know that you can paint anything you want. Now, I do sell this pattern, and when it's this big, it takes 2 sheets of paper, so they are $15. However, you can go to my website and find this. Of course, you'd click on kits. And you can print out the picture that is on my website if you have the capabilities. Of course, it'd be 8 by 10 if you print it out. I'm just saying, if you need something to do, this might be the thing to do. Years ago, I used to watch YouTube and just watch people paint, just for the fun of it. Of course, I was wishing that I could do that. Okay. I'm going to add a little black. To this blue. Just so I can highlight some places. Not highlight, but make a shadow. I have void places down in here. I'm not worried about them. Not worried about them at all. Okay, I'm going to go back to that black and blue and just make some lines right here. Maybe a little bit darker. They don't have to be definite. so that it looks like stitching. Okay, we're gonna get a little brush again, if I can find one. Seriously. And we're gonna paint that brass piece on her overalls. We're gonna use black, gold, and a little bit of white at the end. A little bit of black. Kind of make it look brass. And I'm letting my lines show. To help define it. I'm so sorry. That'll do. Okay, all we like is her hair and her hat. Let's just turn this upside down and let's just get her hat done. Okay, I'm going to use a very light tan and a little bit of peach. And a little bit of brown, which I already have on the palette. So let's just start with the brown. Okay, I'm going to add white to that. It's too dark. I want it to be lighter up through the middle. Of course, I have a picture. All right, this is a shadow right here, like the hat's tucked in. Let's paint the brim almost white. This is a bad brush. It's got little hairs sticking out. Sometimes your finger does better than the brush. Okay, under her hat is darker because it's in the shadow. I'll make these edges down here catch a little light. Right under the brim, I'm going to do it a little bit darker. And there's her ear I didn't paint. Okay, we're gonna have to tone down that at the top. That's too much brown. To add some white to it. And we're going to have to do the edges a little bit so that they'll show up. That looks better. Okay, let's paint this band. kind of made it two-tone. And see this edge right here I didn't paint? That's good. I like that. Now all I'm going to do is come back with the brim and make it more prominent. Okay. Oh, that's good. Okay, stir her hair. We can call this thing done. Actually, I have to paint her ear. We're going to put a little gold ball in her ear. She got on 3 necklaces. You know she's got on an earring. Of course, you have to top it off with white or it won't show up. Alright, let's go ahead and paint a little band that she's got around her hair at the bottom. Okay, we're going to paint her hair brown underneath. Then we're going to come back with the lightest brown I have, which is probably okay, I'm mixing up some brown. This is going to make the shadows in her hair. Let's just start over here. Just going to kind of lay it in with the lines that have been drawn for her hair. I may even add white to the light beige to make it lighter. We're not following any particular path to do this. Quinn. Her hair's behind her shoulder on this side. Alright, I've got my light brown. I'm going to mix white with it. And in places I might use straight white. Let's dry this a little bit. It doesn't have to be completely dry. I think I'll get a smaller brush. I need a little bit bigger brush. Okay. That brush is too big. I'm going back with my pointed brush. Kind of go back and forth to make it look platted. And come back with straight white, just in a few places. I'm gonna do one other thing. I'm gonna kind of make it look darker over here, like maybe her part of her eye is showing. Yes. Okay guys, she's done. I'm gonna dry it, put some varnish on it for you. I'll just show you how pretty she's gonna be. If I waited this long, you might as well stick with me and see how she looks varnished. I'm gonna call her Young Cowgirl. She looks like a teenager to me. I'm thinking she might be dry enough. Quinn, what is it? You see somebody? Okay. When you varnish, it has to be level. So we're going to push it down. Please don't think that you can't do this. And put some right in the middle. Just start brushing it outward. You know, I haven't painted the sides, but I'm going to do that later. I was just trying to save time. I usually put 2 coats. I go up and down on one coat and then sideways on the other. Quinn. Quinn. I'm sorry guys, they bark if they see anyone. Okay, let's take a look. See how pretty she looks. Varnish makes all the difference. She's very subtle.